What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Lesser Athletes. My name is Chadwell, and today we're doing a wrestling video on the channel. Lesser Athletes, we go against all different sports, and this is sports entertainment into wrestling in WWE. It's going to be interesting to see how people react to this on the channel because we have football and basketball content, and now we're having wrestling content on the channel, and hopefully we keep it up for professional wrestling. Are going to be doing videos Saturday and Tuesday, the day after Raw and Smackdown. We'll also do premium live events. Any predictions we have during the videos, during the weeks, like Backlash, maybe Clash of the Castle, the draft, even anything like that, you're going to probably see some content from us on the channel. And I'm very excited for this new chapter for us. We'll have to see how it goes, but I'm going to keep uploading. WWE is at a renaissance era right now. Also want to say I am not a expert like probably some other people that you'll see. I am definitely somebody that is, knowledgeable, but also at the same time is not the expert, whatever. But I do want to talk. I want to be fans. I want to have people to talk to and talk about this with. So I am very excited to see where this goes. But other than that, let's begin. The first thing we'll talk about is Cody Rhodes coming out for his promo at the very beginning. I'm not going to go over too much. There wasn't anything crazy from this. There was some good liners saying the open mic thing was very funny, talking about a line that his own wife, Brandy, said during their reign to AEW, which is crazy because this was with Jade Cargill, and all three of them are in WWE now, which if you're from AEW looking at that is insane to see. But I am interested to see what was handed to him during last week's, or I guess not last week's, during Raw, what the promo was for that, because it's really interesting to think, when are they going to announce what was handed to him? Him talking about it was something from the very beginning, which it is kind of interesting because I think the fact is a lot of people think it could be Dusty's ring. A lot of people think it could be contraband. A lot of people think also that I wish they would go back to this because this is amazing. Cam from Lesser Athletes here mentioned this to me, talking about someone thinks it's the ceremonial necklace with the tribal chief, which if he was handed to that saying, hey, you'll know what this means, you'll know exactly what this means, saying that, The Rock is the new tribal chief, it would be insane to see if that is something that happens later on, that only Cody Rhodes right now knows that's what's actually happening, and Roman Reigns is the tribal chief, but that's actually not like the truth. Up next, we have the triple threat match, which Cody Rhodes in the promo talks about, that's why I want to add it here. Talks about how there's going to be 2 triple threat match happening tonight to see his next contender, number 1 contender. We had some pretty good matches. The first match that we saw was the LA Knight, Bobby Lashley and Santos Escobar triple threat match. Pretty good match. I liked it a lot. LA Knight's last Blood Force Trauma hit on Santos Escobar, which was an amazing sell from Santos, was lovely. Seeing LA Knight win, you gotta love LA Knight, yeah. Because the fact is that they are going to push this guy tremendously after such a breakout year in 2023. When I saw him win, I immediately thought, who could win in the next side, which we'll talk about later in this video because we're going to order of what the running show was. I just have to imagine that there's going to be some interesting factors into that, but we'll talk about that later. Up next, we're going to be talking about the Ray interview, talking about who injured, Dragon Lee and Santos Escobar, denying it. And I have this picture here because I do want to talk about this a little more in depth, since this is something that first video, I haven't even talked about it. I do think that it's obviously going to be Carlito in the end, that he was the one that did injure Dragon Lee, especially when he's in the video to the left of me. When you look at it, he goes immediately, Santos Escobar did it, he must have did it. I'm shocked they didn't give him the heel turn in WrestleMania. It makes me wonder what is going to happen and what match is it going to be, because doing it on a Smackdown kind of is, I think, a little sucky for Carlito to do a crazy heel turn, but I do think it could easily happen on Smackdown as well. But I have to imagine that this is going to be, when it does happen, Dragon Lee is probably going to go against Carlito in some way. I don't want Carlito to join Santos Escobar at all. I'd rather him just be solo on his own as a heel and bring back the heel music that is amazing, and a crazy downgrade from what he has right now, or a crazy upgrade from what he has right now. But we're going to definitely have to see what happens, because this is going to be something that I feel like does get played out rather sooner than later. And then we have probably one of the craziest segments during this whole show, probably the best segment during this whole show, if you don't want to count maybe the triple threat match at the very end, which was an amazing match. Spoiler alert. What a wild turn for this. Let's start off with how Paul Heyman talks about why Cody Rhodes won, why that the Roman Reigns chose a wrong decision in a time of sensitivity. I don't remember the word he used exactly. A time where he had the 10-year 10-year problem with Seth Rollins, betraying him with the Shield, and he took his opportunity in a time that he was weak and shouldn't have done it, and he was the Shield, which is such poetry in itself, where Seth Rollins talks about, I will be your Shield, Cody Rhodes, and in the end he was exactly what he said. He was the Shield for Cody Rhodes. But they talk about losing has consequences, and those consequences are something that we'll have to see what happens. And you can't lose, it does matter. And the whole time Jimmy's just there smiling, looking at the crowd. You can see him here looking with his head down. Solo's just pissed. Like, he is not having it for some reason, which is crazy because this man's been on a crazy losing tour where he could have 0-30 dates. It was just very obvious to me they were talking about Jimmy. I was waiting for Jimmy to be confronted, and then all of a sudden we see him get hugged by Solo, and Tama Tonga comes from the back. Oh my God! Rumors about him signing with the WWE have been around for a little while, and it looked like potentially him and Jacob Fatu. I even want to talk about potentially coming in with WrestleMania. Fatu was there for WrestleMania, but then there was rumors today that potentially he will be making his debut because he was spotted in Detroit, and the rumors were correct. What a turn of events. And I want to talk about even a later on segment that is an interview of Paul Heyman. He says Jimmy's not okay. He doesn't know what's happening at all. This was not part of the plan. And Tama Tonga comes up to Paul Heyman and says, orders of the was it orders of the bloodline, or no, orders of the tribal chief, and automatically, let's do some predictions right here. Tama Tonga joining is amazing. Gotta love him coming from New Japan. The fact of the matter is, I think people are thinking Solo is trying to be the new tribal chief. And I think what's actually going to happen is probably that The Rock is the tribal chief. This is what comes back to the Cody Rhodes thing. If Cody Rhodes was handed one of the pieces of the ceremonial necklace, The Rock is the new tribal chief. The Rock is giving orders to Solo. Solo is the one that's going to be talking with The Rock because that is the new tribal chief. Roman is not. While Paul Heyman and Jimmy and all people around there are thinking that Roman is still the tribal chief. I think we're setting up, of course, WrestleMania 41, The Rock versus Roman, where it's going to be the story of the guy comes back to reclaim his throne of Roman Reigns versus The Rock. I think it's going to be obvious that it's going to be kind of on one side. It's going to be a Bloodline Civil War again for number 2. I don't even know what to say. I was going to say like a random-ass title, but I'm not going to say that. Solo, it's going to be Solo, The Rock, Tama Tonga, Fatu, I would assume, right there to make kind of like a 4, while we have Roman, Jimmy, and Jay on the other side. It's really interesting to see what they do. They'll probably throw in The Rock later on, and Fatu will be somebody that is involved here soon. But it's going to be wild. People thought that the Bloodline storyline was officially over and it's officially done, and we're just getting started, it feels like. Now we have 2 people that are going to be signed. I want to see where Jacob Fatu debuts, how long it'll be. Is this going to be something where he debuts at a PLE? Is he going to debut in NXT? I don't think he'll go straight to WWE, but he could. What I'm thinking now off of these matches is that, what if it's... I'm trying to think what could happen. SummerSlam, I would guess it's going to be Solo and Tonga versus... Oh, also, let me say this. Tama Tonga, son of Haku, he's not actually blood related to them. But Haku was very close with Rikishi, the father of Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, Solo, while Jacob Fatu is actual blood cousins. Why am I... Was it Tonga? No, Tonga Kid? Tonga Kid. It's the father of Jacob Fatu. Tell me if I'm wrong about that. But yeah, I do want to see what happens in the whole storyline. SummerSlam, I'm guessing it's Tonga versus and Solo versus Jay and Jimmy. That's what I would assume. Maybe it happens even earlier. I would also assume that something down the line is going to happen where we have a chance of Solo. Actually, let me say this. I think there is going to be somewhere, somehow, we're going to get Solo versus Roman. Roman comes back, confronts Solo for trying to be mad with power, and The Rock steps in, and that's how we get The Rock back. And The Rock goes against Roman Reigns and stops him, or The Rock makes Roman lose. Roman becomes some type of baby face, while we get heel Rock still, which is going to be interesting because The Rock does want Cody Rhodes when he comes back. When will he come back? I don't think it'll be WrestleMania worthy. Maybe Roman Reigns is actually going to have like a year plus hiatus, and then we're now talking WrestleMania 42 down the line. I don't know. What a time to be WWE fans and see where this Bloodline story evolves again. Up next, we have the match of Braun Breaker going against Cameron Grimes, with Braun Breaker winning. Kind of obvious that they're going to make Braun Breaker go on this crazy run to make him elite in the WWE, especially when he's fully done with NXT, gave his farewells already. But he had a new theme. The beginning of it I thought was amazing with the dun 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 or whatever. That was so cringe I did that. But I do not like the rest of the theme. I think the old theme is definitely better when it comes to that. I hope to God they don't keep this as his theme. We'll have to see. But going against Cameron Grimes felt like a squash match. Wasn't really entirely squash match, but his spear is just amazing. This is every time I see a Braun Breaker spear with the speed he has, it's just wonderful. Up next, we have the Bayley promo talking about thanking the fans, thanking everybody to believing in her for the WWE Championship, and kind of talking about her potential new challenger she has in mind. And then Tiffany Stratton coming out and saying, "Thank you, I accept your challenge," and Bayley going, "Nope, you are not the challenger. Naomi is actually the challenger," which ultimately becomes a Naomi versus Tiffany Stratton fight. Now, during the fight, I do want to talk about, I was kind of shocked. To see Naomi really win this. Again, that Tiffany Stratton does make sense that they wouldn't maybe try and push her as much as they want to right now. But I still am shocked to see it because, of course, Bayley and Naomi are like kind of friends. So, of course, we're going to see Bayley retain next week. Spoiler for next week matches. But I do think that Tiffany Stratton is somebody that is a big contender for the Money in the Bank. Could be the one that this maybe does set up a, Tiffany Stratton loses to Naomi, gets mad at Bayley for not letting her get the championship. Tiffany Stratton wins the Money in the Bank, goes after Bayley for that, loses it, and gets the money, gets the championship from Bayley. And then we see Tiffany Stratton go against somebody else. I've seen a lot of people say Charlotte Flair, which would be an excellent match. I would love that. But we're just going to have to see, because I do expect that Tiffany Stratton has a big year this year. After the funny 8-Town Down Under video, we had Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill going against Chelsea Green and Piper. Kind of another squash match where Chelsea Green was kind of asking for it, like always, where she's like, I want a match, talking to AP, talking to Nick, and immediately gets squashed by Jade Cargill again. But I do want to talk about this potential tag team duo. I think there was a clip I saw that they were talking about they want gold. And I do see them becoming an amazing tag team duo, potentially winning something from the Kabuki Warriors. I think that is going to be a beef that we see, kind of a feud. That's what I was looking for. A feud that we see outgoing and keeps going on for a little bit. While maybe Naomi is the one that's actually doing the singles, where I thought it would be Naomi and Bianca Belair while Jay does the singles, but maybe not. I really just want to see how this works out, because I do want to talk about this potential idea that I've been thinking about. I bet a lot of people probably are thinking about it as well, but I am one that thought about it myself and didn't really look out to see it. I want to see Jade Cargill turn heel against Bianca if they do a amazing tag team duo. Because when you look at the heel division of women, there is some, but there's not amazing. Jade Cargill can be the one that, we already have Rhea Ripley, but Jade Cargill can be the one that fits in perfectly, that will be able to allow her to have these amazing, and I mean amazing, matches against some people. Bianca Belair in a Jade Cargill match is insanity to think about, that we're going to be able to potentially get that. Does this become something of a amazing tag team duo that Jade Cargill gets mad that they lose against maybe another up-and-coming women's duo, that Jade Cargill turns on Bianca Belair, sets them up for WrestleMania 41? I don't know. I just want to throw that out there. Maybe manifesting it a little bit. Maybe this is something that we see way down the line. I do not know, truthfully. But I do want to say that is a money match, like a money making WrestleMania match that should come to fruition sometime soon. I also want to say I hope Piper does go to Clash of the Castle in her homeland of Scotland. I hope that they have something with this kind of tag team duo thing, that they do have a chance to have a tag team duo or something for her in Scotland. And then to finish off the night, we have this amazing, and I mean amazing, triple threat match, which ultimately leads to an AJ Styles win, which ultimately led to a confrontation with LA Knight to end the night. I do want to talk about this because this is officially going to be a match next week. LA Knight versus AJ Styles Part 2. Kind of shocking that we get this so early, but it does, in my opinion, really show who's the winner. There is no way that they are going to make LA Knight win this again. I would be shocked if they do this. That would hurt AJ Styles so much. What they were going to probably do is do AJ Styles, LA Knight, AJ Styles win. LA Knight gets pissed off. I don't know what happened with LA Knight, but AJ Styles is definitely going to be the winner of this. I'd be shocked if it's not. And then we're going to get AJ Styles versus Cody at Backlash, which I think is going to be an amazing match. Sadly, we're going to see AJ Styles lose that match, but AJ Styles versus Cody Rhodes is... Now we'll talk about a few notes that also went on through the show. First off, all the Uncle Howdy Bo Dallas things. Last week I keep saying last week because it feels like a week ago. Last Monday, we saw an Uncle Howdy teaser with during Bronson Reed talking about his win, flicker of a glitch camera, no one realized what it was, bottom right corner is just hey period. During the show, I think, was it off air? It was either before or off air of the show. Lights are flickering where it's turning white and off, and Uncle Howdy is kind of getting hinted, but it's off air so people don't really know, and it's just like creepy music, like creepy theme songs, like whatever. And then during this show, during the Jade Cargill match, we see another green and purple flicker, and it says "You forgot about us," this is wonderful, hinting that potentially Uncle Howdy is coming. I love this kind of stuff like that. This is perfect things, in my opinion, to to hype up a Uncle Howdy Bo Dallas return. We also saw the same flickering again happen on Smackdown. I'm excited about this. I want to see what they do with Raw. It'll be very interesting. We're also going to be talking about Naomi going against Bayley next week for the Women's Championship. I would be shocked if Bayley loses this. It would make no sense, in my opinion, if she would lose this. But definitely a match that I think will be good. It just depends on what's going to happen in the match? Is something crazy going to happen? Is nothing crazy going to happen? They both have the talent to make it an amazing match no matter what. But ultimately, we're probably going to see Bayley retain in here. Another match we're going to be talking about is the potential matches to go against A-Town Down Under, which will be, what's the 4 teams? Street Profits, New Catch Republic, Legado de Fantasma, and Authors of Pain. Okay, so those 4 will be going against each other, and the winner will be going against A-Town Down Under for the titles. Predictions for that, I'd be kind of shocked if it's Authors of Pain. I'd also be kind of shocked, maybe not as shocked if it's Street Profits. I do think New Catch Republic is going to be a team that comes around and takes the SmackDown titles sooner rather than later. So my prediction is going to be New Catch Republic probably winning this. New Catch Republic winning this. But ultimately, no matter what, A-Town Down Under is probably going to be the team that retains. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think about this SmackDown down below. I honestly thought it was a pretty decent SmackDown, and probably even better than the Raw after WrestleMania. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.